Are you tired of your pesky beef burgers? Well, I have the product that's right for you. It's the Beyond Meat plant-based patties. Maybe not seeing if the product's right for you, but is the stock right for you? That's what we're looking at today. Entirely plant-based Beyond Meat, one of the hoodest stocks in the market right now. Down 10% after hours. You want to know why? They reported earnings. You know I love my earnings. It's earnings season, baby. Beyond Meat, earnings per share of 6 cents. Beats by 3 cents. Okay. Revenue of $91 million. Beats by $8 million. Up 250% year over year. Oh, okay. Shares down. What? Beyond Meat, revenue jumped 250%. Gross profit came in 35%. 35.6% sales versus 19 a year ago. Okay, net income was $4 million versus a loss of $9 million a year ago. Beyond Meat anticipates fiscal year revenue of 265 to 275 versus a consensus of 266, so higher revenue than the consensus. And you want to know what? They're expecting some more profit. So what is going on here? It's down 10%. Down 10%. What exactly is going on with this stock? Well, let's take a little peeksies. So down 10% after hours. If you want my opinion regarding it, well, let's just look at the history of what's been going on with this stock. Okay, give me a year to date, right? Okay, I mean, up 60%. At one point, it was up around 200%. Let's just get, okay, right? Year to date. Year to date's all we have on this guy? That's right, because it's a newer IPO. Things going off. Things kicking off. One of the hottest stocks, baby. Look at that. Newer company to IPO. Obviously, before we get into what is going on here, we want to talk about the products. What's going on with these products here? What does Beyond make? So obviously, they make entirely plant-based products. No meat. They're meatless options. They have the Beyond Burger. They're famous Beyond Burger. Beyond Beef, which you can make into whatever. You can make into these grainy meatballs if you wanted. Beyond Sausage. I'm familiar with Beyond Sausage. That's what the doctor told me I had. Beyond Beef Crumbles. That's right. Do you want dirt shoved in your taco shell? You could get it. That's ridiculous, right? I didn't mean to say that. Okay, let's talk about where can you get it in terms of food. That's right, Dunkin'. Dunkin' Beyond Sausage Sandwiches. Beyond Sausage. The McDonald's plant lettuce and tomato. It's not a BLT, it's a PLT, baby. Subway Beyond Meatball Marinara. That's right, that's not a normal meatball marinara. It's Beyond Meatball. Del Taco Beyond Burrito, baby. Oh, that's right. A&W, Beyond Sausage, and Egger. I don't like that. Not going to say that again. And the Carl's Jr. That's right. Look at this burger. Beyond Famous Star with cheese. That's right. This plant-based product has cheese. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? I think it's beautiful. Just look here. Del Taco, Dunkin', Carl's Jr., Subway, A&W, TGI Fridays, Hardee's. Obviously the same thing as Carl's Jr., so why would you say it twice? But who cares? And then the rest of these, not necessarily important. But obviously they don't mention McDonald's on here, which could be important. McDonald's is honestly just a trial run right now. As you see, some of their partnerships. Denny's announced a partnership. Plant-based menu offerings. That's right. National rollout's planned 2020, so there's going to be more options besides just the sausage patty. Beyond Meat heads to Dunkin'. Plant-based sausage sandwiches to more than 9K U.S. Dunkin' restaurants in the U.S. beginning November 6th. Oh, that's right. We're coming, baby. We're coming. 9,000 U.S. Dunkin' Donuts getting some plant-based sausages. Oh, Hardee's. Yeah, Hardee's testing in Kansas City. In Raleigh, North Carolina, testing some burgers. That's right, the Beyond Star. And guess what? And the new Beyond Breakfast Sausage Biscuit. Everyone knows sausage biscuit. It's Beyond. Beyond Meat. It's up 11%. McDonald's test. That's right, the PLT. But, of course, it's in Ontario because it's a very Canadian thing to do. It's a plant-based burger and call it a PLT. Let's be honest. Debuts at grocery stores. Next Gen Meats in East, of course, it's East Coast. Later this month across the U.S. in 2020. That's pretty exciting, right? That's pretty exciting. But what's going on with Beyond Darn Meat? Right? Beyond Darn Meat. Just take a look here. Look at this advertising. Are they not genius? First off, you got this Beyond Burger here, which they made colorful and vibrant. Then this beef burger, they put a weird, gross yellow filter on it, so the onions are brown, the tomatoes look orange. It's just rough. The burger looks like a Beyond Burger actually looks. They made it look like literal dirt. So I think they may have mixed the pictures up, in all honesty. No, that's rude. I'm going to be 100% unbiased here. Beyond Burger makes a decent textured product. I'm not going to say anything regarding the taste. The taste is not necessarily there. I said something about the taste. I'm sorry. But a lot of people swear by these Beyond Burgers. Obviously, it's more sufficient and renewable source of food, which is understandable, and that's really the point behind it. It's not necessarily supposed to be tasting good. It's supposed to be an alternative. And as an alternative, it is a decent alternative. They make a decent product as an alternative. With zero meat entirely, I think it's pretty impressive. Whatever formula they use, I mean, it's good. It's good. Obviously, that's, a lot of bean, stuff like that, all that lovely stuff. Okay, we know the products now. Can we just look at this guy? Look at Kyrie Irving here. Not only is he making buckets, he's breaking barriers, defying convention. He's shattering expectations. Not on the basketball court, but because he eats Beyond Beef. He doesn't, actually, in case you were curious. Let's go into these earnings, baby. Let's go into these earnings. Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat. Disclaimer. You know what? We don't care about the disclaimer. We begin with the meat's composition versus animal origin. Replicate its core structures to make the Beyond Meat. That's right. Look at how similar these sausages look. Isn't that a beautiful looking picture? A Beyond sausage versus a pork sausage. Looks just alike. Ground beef and Beyond Burger looks the exact same. This looks brown, actually. But that's because it's plant-based. It's not pink. But obviously they zoomed out in the cooked version so you couldn't see it. Pretty smart of them. Improving human health. 40% reduced of heart failure. Obviously less fats is the most benefit there. 30% of most cancers in developed countries attributed to dietary factors. Again, everything gives you cancer, and obviously we don't know what this does long term for you, so they can say whatever they want about cancer, but again, we don't know stuff long term. Everything gives cancer at the end of the day. 18 to 51% of global greenhouse gas emission driven by livestock rearing and processing. Again, they don't want these cow farts, stop these cows from farting. Addressing global resource constraints. 78% of agricultural land is used for livestock, including grazing land and cropland, and dedicated to the production of feed for the cattle. 29% of water in agriculture is directly and indirectly used for animal production. And 60 to 70 billion farm animals reared for food each year. That's right. Growing these animals up and eating them. What's going on here? Recreation and development as a percentage of net revenue, you see. Beyond Meat with 10.9%. Large, experienced teams composed of scientists, engineers, researchers, and chefs working on these recipes. You got that right. They got their test kitchen a 30,000 square foot Manhattan Beach Project Innovation Center in El Segundo, California. That means second in Spanish, in case you're curious. Just telling you. So obviously, just look at the difference here. Obviously, this is really the future. If you're thinking about that, the future is going to be veganism, right? That's obviously where everyone's turning. It's the hip thing. It's hip to be vegan right now. There's no denying it. It's hip to be vegan, and that's kind of where Beyond Meat's getting its push here. Obviously, there's a couple different stores. Pretty exciting. We love looking at these slides and charts. Total points of distribution. Obviously, they increased the growth in terms of points of distribution, both in all sectors, retail, service, and international. Obviously, there's... oh, goodness. I'm sick. I'm still sick. I'm sorry. Unaided brand awareness. That's right. Total brand awareness. There's plenty of room for brand awareness. Obviously, only 34%. There's plenty of room to make this brand more aware. Obviously, a steady rollout at retail outlets. That's what they're looking for. Beyond Meat velocity growth. Love it. They're growing sales. So, there's no doubt here. Look at this. Retail. They sell at all these lovely places. Obviously, they sell at Whole Foods. There's no doubt about it. But, again, they're growing their retail business. They're growing their restaurant business. And international. I don't know any of those. So, what am I supposed to say about that? Obviously, we already went over their products. I clicked out of it because it's me. Going into some of their numbers off their investor relations page. Obviously, I want to take a look at, I love to. What do I love about this company so far? The only thing I like looking at so far is a long-term liabilities of $21 million. But current assets, let's talk about cash. Cash and cash equivalents, $312 million. Hey, what can I say? I love a company that's got more cash than they do debt. And I am impressed they are making profit, which is good. It's a lot more than a lot of IPOs can actually stand for. Normally they lose a lot of money. This is a company that is making money, so I'm impressed by that. Very impressed. Beyond Meat is one of the fastest growing companies in the United States, offering a portfolio of revolutionary plant-based meats. That's cool. Plant-based meats, man. I love it. Company is expecting net revenue of $265 million. Love it. We saw that. Company's cash and cash equivalents was $312 million. Outstanding debt was $30 million. Again, I love it. I love it. I do love that ratio there, and I do. I'm a guy who loves pointing this stuff out. Where's my issue with this company? Why am I going to say don't buy it? Well, I think it's pretty needless to say. Look at the valuation. $95 for this stock. Am I absurd? $95 for a company that just started making profit, which shows a forward PE ratio of 400. This is an earnings per share of 6 cents. 6 cents a share, and the share price is $100. This is a $6 billion market cap company that didn't even make $100 million in sales this past quarter. Sorry, I'm bashing Beyond Meat now. It comes into the negative time now. I had to be negative because I love being negative. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. They've had earnings growth. Obviously, they only had 2 real quarters of actually posting earnings at this point. But at least they went from a negative earner to a positive earner. And again, where is the consistency to know if profit is going to be in their future? What's going on with that? I will say, overall, I'm impressed with them in terms of revenue growth and in terms of changing to a profitable company this early on. And I think of all of the businesses they're reaching out to. But if you consider that you need to also consider competition. So this is an industry which doesn't necessarily have that much competition to this point. Their main competitor would be Impossible. You know them from their Impossible Whopper, which tastes like you're eating tofu, which tastes like nothing in case you never had tofu. And it kind of is tofu, so sorry, I'm bashing on these people. I don't mean to bash. It's not meant for taste. I'm sorry. But they do have one main competitor, who is taking a lot of the other business, I would like to say. So I know, obviously, Burger King, Costco uses the Impossible Burgers. They sell Impossible Burgers there for meat-free options. I mean, these are two big companies. It's something to consider. And just think about if other businesses get involved. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think there's plenty of room for other businesses to get involved in this. It's not necessarily a very developed market. No one's cornering the market yet, with not even 100 million in a quarter, worth of sales, trailing 12-month revenue of 165 million. No one's cornering the market on this. They're setting themselves up for success, but there's definitely more room for competitors to come in. No one's necessarily a monopoly here, and that should be considered. It absolutely should be considered. So on the verdict of, is this stock worth taking a look at? I'm sorry, this valuation is absurd. I don't care about a 10% drop today. The valuation just doesn't make any sort of sense, and it's all really hype. It feels like weed stocks were a year ago, where they just all absolutely shot up for just the reason of people being hyped about them, and then they came crashing down. And I think Beyond Meat's going to be hitting that point of crashing down shortly, and I believe it should. I don't think the hype is justified by any means. Obviously, rapidly growing revenue, but where is the proof to justify that's a consistent thing? Where's the proof to justify that they will stand out over any other competitors? That's my concern. Price to sales of 38. Just saying. Company's extremely overvalued. That's all I could tell you. Company's way too overvalued. Please don't invest in Beyond Meat right now. Please don't, unless you're buying some put options. I just don't trust the company. The valuation isn't there. It's not there. All right.